Hello, Abby here. I'm going to tell you about the things that you need to do off-site to get your website ranking in Google and Bing. So what you need is a sitemap.xml. Now, if you've built your website in WordPress, a plugin that you can use is something called Yoast, Y-O-A-S-T, like toast, but with a Y. Get that to create something called a sitemap.xml. You probably heard of sitemaps. So sitemaps are usually, you're on a site and you can see where everything is. There's a page where it says where all the pages are. This isn't quite like that. This is in something called XML, which stands for Extensible Markup Language. You don't need to know that, but it lists all of your pages. Now, what you're going to do with your sitemap.xml is set up something called Google Search Console. It used to be called Google Webmaster Tools, but they changed it to Google Search Console. Don't know why, but that's fine. Set up Google Search Console. You may need a website developer or someone with some expertise in DNS settings to set that up, because to verify your site, you'll need to add some DNS settings. But if you need some help, ask me. I'm happy to do that. So you set up your site in Google Search Console, and then you add your sitemap.xml to Google Search Console, and then it will index most of your pages. It won't index all of them. There's such a thing as crawl budget. Now, crawling and indexing are two separate things. Crawling means it's looked at your site and gone, shall we register all those pages or not? And some of them it will decide not to. But there's a crawl budget, so it won't crawl all of them. And I think that's to limit how much resources Google actually uses across the internet, across the interwebs. So crawling is just, shall I list it or shan't I? Yes or no, that's crawling. Indexing is, shall I index it or not? Yes, and that's indexing. So crawling is considering, and indexing is, yep, I'll stick that in the library. Think of Google as a library. Bing is almost exactly the same. You want to set up Bing Webmaster Tools. Bing is Microsoft's search engine, created some years ago in competition with Google, but actually it's coming a long way, and it's worth registering your site with Bing, because a lot of Windows computers, when you buy them, they will have Bing set up as the main search engine. People will think they're searching Google when they're searching Bing. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You will need to look up, you can search Google, which I think is quite funny, search Google for Bing Webmaster Tools. And again, you'll need to set up your site with Bing Webmaster Tools and register your sitemap there. When you've done that, Bing should crawl and hopefully index most, if not all, of your pages. If you don't do this, your site may get indexed, but it's more likely to be indexed if you register it with Google Search Console and Microsoft Bing Webmasters. So many terms and things, but so I sit here building websites. I don't think in words, so I have to turn all this stuff into words. So I hope this makes sense. So do things, Google Search Console, set it up there, add your sitemap.xml, Bing, same thing, Bing Webmaster Tools, add your sitemap.xml to Bing Webmaster Tools. And what's the other thing to say? Oh, yes. You can use Yoast to set up your sitemap.xml. If you have Wix, it'll be something else. If you have another platform, it'll be something else. Or you can get your hosting platform to make a sitemap for you. Sometimes my hosting does that with 20i. I use 20i. I have a reseller account. And for some sites, it seems better to have the hosting create the sitemap, and it will re-index it as often as you set it to. Usually weekly is enough. If you've made some changes to a page and it's not showing in Google, what you can do is get Google Search Console to re-register that page. You can get it to reconsider it. You have to go in the search and say, index this page, request re-index, and it will do it. And I hope that was helpful. I could go into a lot more detail, but that is the stuff that you do. There's a lot more other stuff that you can do off-site, but these are once your site is live, this is the stuff that you want to get done off-site to help your website get indexed and found in Bing and Google.